Now what?
Judging from the speech, I can't see us convincing him.
So this mean we're stuck here?
Quite a predicament, Empress Melia.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
I humbly beg your pardon. Gelgar, at your Majesty's service. Formerly of the Personal Protection Division of the Alchemoth Guard Regiment.
Is that so? Then the pardon is mine to beg, Sir Gelgar. And please, dispense with the Majesty.
Perish the thought, your Majesty. The recent war has rid us of the wicked purebloods. A new age dawns, and we half-breeds are chosen for its caretakers. With you, Lady Melia, as our shining paragon, I cannot but address you as Majesty.
I have no patience for wheedling. Especially from knaves who spit on their ancestors.
I would never dream of doing such. I merely spoke plain truth, no more.
As you wish. But the Majesty address is burdensome to me.
If you absolutely insist. Until you deign to acquiesce, Lady Melia will have to suffice.
So kind, Sir Gelgar.
Make no mention of it, Lady Melia.
Sir Gelgar, we really need to get to Alchemoth, no matter what.
Ah yes, I have heard your exchange with Maxis. Hindering the Empress's triumph. A narrow-minded fool, if ever there was one. To begin the authentication process, one must raise their hand to the transporter. The device is configured in such a way that only some of the High-Entier in this land and the Imperial family may pass. Hence, Lady Melia should not have the slightest issue activating it.
A similar mechanism to the tombs, then?
That's our ticket into Alchemoth.
Yes.
Tasty news! Friend Gelgar is good friend! Kind thanks, Birdmister.
Not at all. I am but a humble servant in Lady Melia's employ. If it not displease my ladyship too grossly, may I offer you my companionship on your journey? I have a modicum of skill with the blade. Please rest assured.
I appreciate the offer, but must refuse. We do not lack for strength.
Indeed. A great shame. Should the need arise, I shall remain ready to serve.
Certainly. By the way, Sir Gelgar, this outpost appears to consist of naught but soldiers. Where might all the other refugees reside?
They dwell beyond the Grandel ramparts, which lie below this point.
They live at a remove from you, then?
Yes, because of the Machina who live there.
What do you mean?
Might you have forgotten? When the war broke out, it was the Machina's treachery that lit the fuse. Were it not for them, we needn't have lost our brethren and our home.
You couldn't stand the Machina and thus moved away?
Precisely.
But the war is concluded, Sir Gelgar.
Some simply cannot let go so easily.
Melia, shall we go see for ourselves?
Ah, yes. Very well. Sir Gelgar, we will take our leave of you now.
Do please take care of yourselves. You'll find passage to the capital through the Cragmore Caverns.
Sir Gelgar, thanks for this.
See you friend later. Please to be extra careful of self.
The same to you all.
Alright then, so visiting the shop. So you can buy weapons and armor in the shop to help your journey go smoother. In this chapter of your adventure, you will not find armor among the spoils for defeating monsters. You may find weapons that differ from what the shops have to offer. There are no lack of people having problems in the Bionic Shoulder. Though completing the quests they give you, you'll obtain rewards such as money, equipment, and new color variations suitable to use as cosmetics. Must complete side quests! Here we go. Hello there, which you feel about assisting me in my research? Come now, don't make those faces. It's an easy task, I swear. I shall make it the grimace as a happy, ma'am, shall I? See, I've developed this tool for exploiting ether deposits, a common ether pick, if you will. I'd like you to test it out. You're still looking uncertain, struck dumbly by my apparent genius? Oh, of course, you're used to being able to mine ether deposits on the minus with run-of-the-mill tools, aren't you? Well, that won't work here on the Bionic Shoulder. These deposits are too dense, so you'll need a specialized implement, i.e. this. Previous iterations of the ether pick were heavy machinery, though, requiring training and a license to operate. So to cut through the rigmarole, I looked into developing one that even lay people like you could use right from the off. If you prove me right, then I'll even let you keep one once you're done. How about it? Alright, and we get Ether Exploitation. Excavate an ether deposit using the common ether pick. One of the changes that is in future connected is that you have a recommended level for what level you should be. I used to have an assistant helping me, but they seemed dissatisfied for some reason and ran off before I knew it. Alright, just mosey up to an ether deposit, have the common ether pick, and use it to give the deposit a good whack. Okay, don't let me know how you get on. Alright, no problem, leave it to us. So yeah, so I need to be careful how fast I mash because this is me mashing at full speed with maximum speed on.
Hey.
So yeah, so it's like super instantaneous. You can match your cutscenes almost instantaneously. It's actually really cool, and plus I like it. According to Carnell, I just heft up the pick and give the ether deposit a good whack. Alright, let's see what the common pick can do for us. Huh? Was that supposed to happen? Ah, great, we broke it. Maybe it's malfunction. We should Carnell know about this. Hey, yeah, your pick broke. Thanks for that, I have to say, I didn't expect it to break so easily, though. Right, here, give it to you for a minute. I see. So the problem is durability. Alright. Due to the higher ether density on the Bionic Shoulder, it seems it crystallizes into a form that's perfect for gems. Just reinforcing the pick isn't likely to improve the yield in practice. Alright, thank you all. It's been a valuable learning experience. I feel I can take on my research to the next level now. I did want you to have this common ether pick as well, but now it's broken, it really do, will it? Okay, that's too bad. I'll just have to give you the old retail model instead. Like I said, it's got its kinks, so it requires a trained hand, but it's better than nothing, right? You should be able to use it to harvest density, high purity gems from all around the shoulder. Saves time from crafting. Hooray! Quality of life! You don't have to worry about having to craft gems and save scumming in order to get a level 6 gem. On the Bionic Shoulder, you can find a tool called Ether Pick to mine actual gems. So yeah, if you exhaust a given deposit, check back in after a while. As you progress through the story, you'll be able to obtain a more efficient ether pick. So yeah, so the thing about ether picks is that it's always like level 2 or level 3. So yeah, so we get an HP up and another one that I don't really care about. So yeah. So going on through the colony here, there's a few NPCs all around. So here we got ourselves our first one here with Laennar. Alright, need something? If you do, well, I'm busy, can't wait. Actually, no, I spoke to you too soon. Actually, I would like to ask you to perform some tasks for me. I would not normally reach out to strangers such as yourselves, but there is a limit to what I can achieve myself. I received a request from assistants for some younger companions. I like to resolve their issues. It should not prove too difficult, yet the volume of work is high, so I was feeling quite hairy. Alright, more detail please. First Gwyneth request, which pertains to gathering plump wild grass. It has gotten rare lately, hence the task of picking once more taxing than what it was. Second, fail a job of winnowing the praying caterpillar population. These in turn grew more and more numerous until their numbers needed culling. Thirdly, request from Lobon tasked with handling a large number of noble brogs. These critters have been breeding too much for our liking, need a little population control. So yeah, so should be pretty easy to do. So we get ourselves 3 quests here. Alright, leave it to Shulk. So here we are doing our first, well I guess our second side quest here, going to be here at the Navir Crossroads. And now we'll be going over a different party member this time, being Nene. Well, for the first little bit. So coming on down this way, we have ourselves a few enemies here. A lot of plump wild grass. Actually, the routing required us to go down here first. Take on the last one of these. We normally do the side quest much later on. So yeah, so Nene operates very similarly to... Okay, I got to spun around there. So yeah, so overall, Nene operates pretty similarly to Rhine. Alright, at least we get the, well, that was pretty quick. Yep, all around, don't worry too much about collectibles unless I say so. So here we got ourselves our next target here. So next up, let's do the Berserker Magnum Sword combo, if I can find my sword drive. Yeah, it does huge, massive damage there. So yeah, so here we get ourselves Caterpillar Syrup and a Imperial Staff. I guess you can use these staffs for, like, attacking and such. And I'm just trying to, keep my mind straight. So yeah, so I should probably mention the last episode we picked up a, item warp from over there. We'll get to that later on. So here we go, we completed the first of these mini side quests, here with Plump Pickings. Let's go ahead and, take her on. So yeah, so my recommendation for every battle is to start up with Berserker, followed up by that, and then going from there. Sword Drive is just huge burst damage, and is what you should be going for. Because, let's face it, Sword Drive is just broken. Alright then, so next up, we're coming down here for another Rainbow Carrot. And heading along this pathway here, we got ourselves Noble Brog. So yes, I like Bone Opera. It does a good amount of damage. And plus leads into a lot of burst damage there, like so. So with that all done, next up we'll be going up a little bit further and heading down this way. For something that is, honestly, a little stupid and I should not be doing right now, but routing! Alright then. Go ahead and do our 1, 2, 3 combo. There we go. So nice and easy there. See, that's more or less how you control a Nene. You can really optimize Nene how you want since you have all their arts available at once. So the reason why something stupid is that we'll be coming over here to this little side patch up here. And right here we get ourselves another one of Portoro's favorite. There are 20 of these across the shoulder, and I'd recommend picking up 15. Just because 15 is really good. As for this, I'll give you a, actually should probably give you Arts Heal, I guess, since you're the only one without really an option. Yeah, I'll keep it like that. I'll give you an HP up. Shulk should be good with that. So the reason why is because going over here, we get ourselves a very dumb fight. That I normally do when I do like a cleanup section, like towards the middle part of the run. Because over here is a unique monster that only spawns during a thunderstorm, and is one of the worst parts of the speedrun just because you have to wait for weather to change. And plus this gives us a good time to go over one of the other changes in this game. Okay, I'm getting really peeved. We might be in the spot of the game where we can't really have other various types of weather. Sucks because I actually do want to have rain. So here we get ourselves Purifying Falls, which is another location of sorts here. This is probably what everyone's final location is in the game because, yeah, it's a very remote location. If it ever rains, I'll just book it right back here and do Booming Frederick at some other point. Gentle Clam! That stupid mother fricker. Yeah, Gentle Clams, I'm going to be straight up honest, you are going to need 3 of them, and you will learn to hate that with all your passion. So we got everything we need here, so let's go back to Companion's Cape. Alright then, go ahead and turn this in. Ah, you're back. I heard from Gwyneth and the rest who had their issues were resolved. Alright, while I have your ear, there is something I realized earlier. It's quite possible that the caterpillars gathered to eat the plump wild grass and brogs eat the caterpillar. Seeing how I see you taking out the caterpillars and the brogs, the wild grass might come back anytime soon. We'll have some food shortages to grapple with until then, but that's my problem. Like for everyone, that you've won me some breathing room here, eh? Alright, glad everything worked out. Alright then. So with this all done, we completed another side quest. And I thought Melia was there just sitting down, is like, hey, graceful sit down. It would be really cool, except of course she's just on some rocks right now. So with this all done, next up we're changing things to nighttime, 2100 to be exact, because we get ourselves a couple more side quests, such as to Laennar here. Alright, if you come from the Veer Highland, then you must met those ether-based organisms along the pathway. I speak of the common monsters composed entirely of ether. Alright, these ether organisms have appeared across the Veer Highlands greatly too, in large numbers too. They must be at least 2 points they're spawning from, as their exact properties differ based on location. Anyways, as concerned, these organisms gathered, they create a strong ether field that attracts other monsters. If you haven't seen them spawn yourself, it's possible that there are some prerequisites that happen if you're not aware of. If you notice a flock of these organisms in your travels, I'd like to eliminate them in all haste. So yeah, so we get ourselves Ether Front. Exterminate some things. Let's leave it to Shulk to do it.
Hi there.
So here we get ourselves a shop here that sells some basic things, I guess. I mean, technically stronger than we got, but it's not too important, I guess. So here we get ourselves some gem slots. So yeah, so Nene and Kino, they have their own set of stuff to equip. Everyone else has their own things here. Really, early game, you might want to invest in a couple things, but they're very expensive, and best to save up on some side quests. You can alternatively sell some stuff, but as you can see, you get hardly anything compared to what everything else is. Like, yeah, everything here is just worth next to nothing. It is kind of annoying. So with this all done, we're pretty much done here in the Cape. Let's go ahead and kill some of the enemies along our pathway. So coming over here, we'll go ahead and control Melia, and let's bring in a Kino in the party. You know what? Let's give Kino a shot at this. So right over here, we get ourselves a Wind Nebula. So yeah, so Wind Nebulas, you can find Wind and Aqua Nebula along this pathway here. So we don't really have much that Nene can do. We get ourselves a Break Art, but does hardly anything. So yeah, so Wind Nebula, they're pretty much going to be Melia's job because Melia has the capabilities. They have high physical defense. However, though, their ether defense is relatively low, so yeah. For the most part, though, Kino is going to be resorting to healing, and really, I don't like controlling Kino at all. I much prefer playing as Nene. So next up, coming over this way, I think there's another one around here. Maybe? Might not be till later. Oh, we have a spot that we can easily farm them. So yes, once again, I just prefer using Melia's summon combo. Oh right, this is not like mid-game, so I can't do the one-shot there. Probably should level them up a little bit. Alright, I guess we can go ahead and level up Summon Bolt a couple levels. So I'll be using that quite a bit. Shulk, anything I want to level up here? Backslash, I guess. As for you, you're going to be using Thunderbolt a little bit, so 2 of those, and 1 Noggin Blast. As for you, I'll level up Berserker, Sword Drive, Bone Upper, couple levels. Alright, that should increase our DPS a little bit. So be sure to level up your arts every now and again. Oh yeah, you can see that difference there. We just did a whole lot more damage to that Wind Nebula. There we go. So that was all the Wind Nebula we need to farm out. So yeah, so I'll be doing all these side quests as they come. Normally I save this side quest section for like the midpoint of the run, more or less. Here though, I'll be taking them on right now. Next up, we get ourselves an Aqua Nebula here. I'll go ahead and skip ahead. These things are kind of the same. There we go. All 3 of them done. So let's go ahead and head back to a Companionscape and wrap up the side quest here. Again, it's a pretty quick one. My little brother tells me their organism situation is a little more under control now. It's thanks to you, isn't it? Thank you. Hooray! Quest complete. Alright, we get ourselves some special up. Critical up for Melia, which is very good. Alright then, so here we get ourselves some special equipment for Melia that does change her appearance. Go ahead and put those in. So you might notice that Melia's appearance is a little bit differently. So, what if you don't want to keep those around, you want to switch things up a bit? Well, you can actually do that here because we get ourselves the ability to change our weapons, including what you have unlocked in the base game. So, for example, you can give her the Anemone's type 1 and 2. So yeah, so we can keep her as her default outfit, though, if you don't want to change her up too much. So yeah, it's one of the nice things, though, is that you can change your equipment up without looking too ridiculous. Well, since I don't actually have I haven't actually played the base game, then it doesn't really change too much, so meh. I guess lastly we ate ourselves our last quest here with Hamlin. I know it's no business of mine to be asking outsiders, would you consider assisting us with the hunt? Some of our people sustained injuries while on the last one, leaving us somewhat short-staffed. Alright, tell me in great detail. Go down from here in the direction of the lake and you'll arrive at Navir Highlands. There you should find some Machna X. We were able to lure them out with bait not long ago. With trouble you defeat them and collect some X iron hearts for us. Alright, once you finish, I'm sure they'll lay bait west of the Navir Highlands. They won't congregate if we don't coax them out, so our hunters could do with some assistance. X are quite partial to rainbow carrots. Hence, you want to have rainbow carrots? It would spare us great deal of effort if you were to find some for us. Alright then, so here we get ourselves 4 iron hearts and go from there. This side quest is a thing, I guess. Alright, X, they are very annoying, so I'll be bringing in my usual group here. So X, you can find them quite commonly across this area down here. So yeah, so I need to see how many we have right now. Alright then, so here we get ourselves X. One of the changes with Future Connected is that the rare items in the pool have a much higher rate of being dropped. So instead of it being like a 20% chance for you getting your can't think today. Instead of it being like a 20% chance of getting the X Iron Heart or something like that, it's actually much closer to about 30 or well, more 60% or so. Another change with this game, I guess with Definitive Edition, is that quest objectives, they will appear on the map with an exclamation mark, so no need to hunt out and try to look all over the place trying to find it. You can much easier find it instead of before. Alright, I'll grab that in a second. Yeah, behold the power of the Monado. And level ups for everybody. Alright, inside this chest, yep, 100% X Iron Heart. No thank you. I don't really need them. Alright, another Kilo Pumpkin, we really need that. And next up, okay, another reset. I'll see you all once I get all the Iron Hearts. There we go, so that was all 4 of them. At this step in the process, you'll need to have 3 rainbow carrots. If you don't have rainbow carrots, they'll appear as exclamation marks across the entirety of the map. So you'll be able to travel there and see where you will need to deposit it. So let's go on ahead and drop them off here. Alright, looks like the place. And bait has been set, so let's go ahead and explore Navir Highlands a little bit. Don't get too comfortable because we will be here next episode for the most part. Just traveling here to Lowlands because there's the item collection point back here. Just seeing what it is. Oh, it's a strength up. That'll be helpful. Alright, bind resist, useless. Revival up 3, useless. And what is our last gem here? Useless. Alright then, so with those all done, let's go ahead and turn in the side quest. So if you turn the X Iron Hearts, my thanks. These ought to revitalize our injured warriors. They may be hard to stomach, but their powerful medicinal properties are sure to expedite the healing process. And since you've laid out the bait, the next round of hunting should be relatively painless. Alright then, so we're indebted and quest complete. And here we get ourselves some stuff for Shulk. Agility up, hell frickin' yes! Agility up is super useful for Shulk. While I really don't like the outfit, Agility up is a very worthwhile gem. Because it increases your agility, meaning you'll be hit. Actually, I want increased type. I really don't like the hoods. Yeah, I'll be keeping them their basic outfit, just for cutscene reasons. Really for Shulk and Melia, since the other Nopon, they don't really change too much. So I guess the last thing we'll be doing this episode is exploring the companionscape a little bit because we get ourselves 2 little detours along the pathway. Our first one's going to be down here. Hey, another half part. So coming on over this way, we get ourselves another one of these quiet moments, or Hartars as I normally say, all grown up.
Brother, sister pon. Hope they're not giving Mama pon too much trouble buckets.
Nene, there you are.
Something the matter?
Kino's been looking for you. Something about stubbing his toe?
Little pon never change. Nene will rub back later and go, there, there.
You're a good sister, Nene. Or maybe more like a mum. By the way, what were you doing out here, Nene?
Nene been reminiscing about Frontier Village, tiny bit.
I see. So, that's where you were living before?
Yep, in Paz, Nene always adventure into Magna Forest with brother sister pon and climb trees every day.
I assume you were the responsible one then?
That silly question. Nopon boys all good for nothing lazy bones. It all too much for Mama pon to handle, so Nene have to help take care of brother sister pon and dada pon all full up.
I wonder what Ricky would have to say to that.
Dadapon, after he'd chosen for Village Hero Pon and set off on great adventure with Mr. Shulk, house become total pigsty, hungry little pon underfoot everywhere.
Wow, I had no idea. Wait, was this after Ricky joined us? So that must mean...
Yep, before Nene become friends with Mr. Shulk and friends here. We actually meet 1 year ago, back in Frontier Village. Dadapon, stomach rumbly rumbly. Dadapon, need food. Dadapon, give grub.
You're kidding. I'm sorry, I feel kind of bad about this now. Though, in my defense, you've really grown. It's almost like you're a whole different Nopper.
In Nopon biology, aged between 10 and 15 often experience growth spurt. That why, when compare Nene now and Nene 1 year ago, it not too surprising if not realize they the same person.
It's still quite a surprise. I never knew that a Nopon could grow that much in a single year.
Now Mr. Shulk no can rely on post-growth spurt Nene more than ever.
We can always count on Nopon. Us Homs could learn a lot from you.
But Nene have these moments lately when get teeny bit lonely. Poor Hom-Hom. Mr. Shulk, such chowhound.
I don't think that was me.
Nene prepare some grub, too sweet. Now, Mr. Shulk, go cook Kino and Miss Melia and tell to wash up.
Really, that's... We thought she was so grown up for always taking care of Kino. But really, she's just a kid. No wonder she's lonely.
Mr. Shulk, something happened? Tell me too rumbly to move, or what?
Wait, I've got it.
Mama?
I'll round up all the others. Then after, we can all chip in with a meal. It'll be more fun that way.
Mr. Shulk would not say no.
Hooray! Another one bites the dust. So yeah. I guess coming over back here, we get ourselves a nice little location back here behind it all. That's a beautiful aurora. Alright then, so heading on back here, we are arriving here at the Companions Forum, which is a very remote location. We'll have a reason to come back here later on, but right now, not really. Just know it's a random one-off location. So here you get results an iced ether deposit, ether protect that could be useful, I guess, especially late in the game, but really it's not too important. Show attack, Anyways, the last thing we're going over this way is for another one of Pororo's favorites. Hooray, I guess. So yeah, that's all of them there. Let's see how our Collectopedia's going. Well, we almost have all the fruits. Moro Cob, I'll need a few of those pretty soon, but we'll get to a side quest that involves them pretty soon, so. Get those. Sky Mole. And Gentle Clam. Ugh, I'm going to hate Gentle Clam and Angel Breams. Alright then, so with this all done, we've done quite a bit of progress this episode. As we arrive back here on Junks, we have ourselves another one of these quiet moments up here. However though, we don't have the ability to see that quite yet, so we've done a good progress this episode. We managed to do a lot of side quests across areas of the, I guess the far western portion of the shoulder, and next time, not Pokemon Sword and Shield, then again when you've been doing that for 80 episodes, it gets in your mind. Next time in Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected, we'll be heading over into the cavern over there and doing some fun stuff with some Napon. Yeah. And we'll be exploring pretty much the rest of the western portion of the map. I will see you all then.